What's good, YouTube? It's the Wave Ninja here, back again with another useful video. If you guys are new, welcome to the crew. Don't forget to punch that like button and to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any important content. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I've been going crazy. Plug in, can't play me. Jesus done save me. Can't switch, won't sway me.
Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys what wolfing is, why you should wolf, how long you should wolf, etc. Now, if you're a beginner waver, you may have never heard of this term. For those of you who've been around in the wave game a little bit longer, this term might sound familiar to you. Alright, so what is wolfing? Well, simply put, all wolfing is just growing your hair out. Specifically, growing your waves out. Because anyone can just grow their hair out. But us wavers, we try and maintain our waves throughout our hair growth. Now, the wolfing start time will vary depending on who you ask. There's two main ideologies or terms or examples of when you'll hear people refer to their own specific wolf, right? The first ideology is something I like to refer to as the wolf stage duration, meaning your hair isn't in a wolfing stage until it passes your typical haircut cycle, right? The second ideology is something I call the hair growth duration, meaning how long it's been since you got your last haircut. Now, some of you may be wondering,
okay, why are you bringing that up?
The reason I bring that up is because it can get very confusing in the wave community. There's some wavers that use the two interchangeably, and there's other wavers that make a clear distinctive difference between the two. Let me provide an example. So let's say the average haircut cycle is 2 weeks. That's usually what it is for most people, especially if you're a non-waver. So let's address the wave stage duration logic first. So let's say you have a person that just got their haircut and then they wait 8 weeks. They grow their waves out for 8 weeks before they get their next haircut. So with the wolf stage duration logic, they can't count the 2 weeks that they waited after their haircut, because the only thing that counts towards your wolf time is anything after the 2 weeks. So meaning, even though they haven't gotten their haircut in 8 weeks, they've only been wolfing technically for 6 weeks. So that's the wolf stage duration logic. That's what you'll hear some people refer to. Now, the other logic is the hair growth duration stage. Same example, a person gets a haircut, they wait 8 weeks, and if they're in a conversation, they may refer to their wolf as an 8-week wolf rather than a 6-week wolf, right? For sake of a conversation. So those are the difference between the two. Now, me personally, I'll normally use them interchangeably, or just use like the hair growth method specifically and just say, oh, let's say I grew my hair out for 10 weeks. I'll call it a 10-week wolf. But subconsciously, I also know that my hair isn't at a specific wolfing stage or wolfing level until I get to my 3rd or 4th week. So I guess technically you could say I use both, essentially. That's just me. Now, the next question is, okay, why do we wolf? What's the purpose of it? So the whole reason why us wavers wolf, or why we do it, is because essentially we're training our hair to lay down at higher lengths, so that way when we cut it, our waves are super crisp and defined and, and looks presentable at a lower hairstyle, right? Because if you think about it, if you're growing your hair out and you're trying to train your hair to lay down, because that's really all waves are about, is just training your hair, right? When you can finally teach your hair to lay down at such a high length, when you cut it, your hair is going to be like, damn! So that's the whole reason why we do it. That's the purpose of it. Now, how long should you wolf for? It varies, right? It depends on your hair texture. So if you're a coarse-haired waver, right, meaning you have small little curls in your hair, like tiny curls, then you're usually gonna wanna wolf anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. If you're a medium hair waver, you usually wanna wolf anywhere like up to like 8 to 10 weeks. Straight-haired wavers can normally go up to like 12 to 14 weeks. That's the typical window. Now, I have to stress this. If you are a beginner waver, do not start out going to the most extreme, the high end of that wolf duration bracket for your hair type. You want to gradually wolf your hair out. So if you normally get a haircut every 2 weeks and then it's your first time wolfing, don't just jump to growing your hair out for 6 weeks if you're a coarse hair waver. Grow it out for an extra week, or extra 2 weeks first. Gradually work your way up. So that's just a tip I wanted you guys to know. Now for me personally, I usually wolf for 8 weeks at a time. The highest I've wolfed was 9.5 weeks, but 8 weeks is usually my window, right? So the next question is, how frequently should you wolf? All right, this is gonna vary depending on the waver's preference as well. Most waivers that wolf usually wolf year round. Up until recently, I've been wolfing year round. So I wolf during the summer, during the winter. It doesn't matter what time of the year. I, get a haircut, 8 weeks later, get a haircut, 8 weeks later, get a haircut, right? Other people sometimes will only wolf in the winter, right? And then, in the summer, they'll keep their hair low. So it really just depends on your preference. Now, I will say this about the wolfing frequency. Very important that you guys know this. When you are a beginner waver, you want to wolf, hands down. And up until your pattern is really set in, then that's when you want to not wolf as much so you can focus on connecting your forks, breaking forks and connecting your waves. Now, for me, I am actually on my 8-week wolf now as we speak. So I'm gonna show you guys what my wolf is looking like here. I had to double compress. I'll be getting it cut soon. Yeah, so this is my wolf. You can tell, and usually you'll be able to tell when someone's wolfing if you can see like their sideburns starting to come a little bit out of place, or like their hair looks just like really kind of like black, just straight black. It looks darker. You can see the waves, they stand out from a distance, right? When someone just got a haircut, depending on how low they've cut their hair, you may be able to tell like, okay, that looks like a fresh cut, okay, that doesn't. And you'll be surprised. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into work and people would think I just got a haircut, and then the next day I might comb my hair out and they're like, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, anyways, that does it for this video on what wolfing is. All right, if you guys liked this video, be sure to thumbs up the video and drop a comment in the comment section down below. All right, my motivational quote for today is to keep going no matter what. No matter what hardships you face, you have to keep going. You must survive at all costs. All right, that being said, salute to my wave troops. I'm out.